Why stiff arteries raise blood pressure after 60, the emotional truth. 99% of families are missing counter-narrative, the hidden story behind stiff arteries and blood pressure. While most families worry about the numbers on the blood pressure cuff, there's one crucial emotional truth. 99% of people are completely missing. The story of stiff arteries after 60 is not just a medical tale. It's a window into misunderstood senior behaviors, hidden family dynamics, and the silent emotional economy that shapes aging. This is not just about old age or bad habits. It's about how the body, mind, and family system adapt, often in ways that are misread, dismissed, or even resented. Part 1. The science, what really happens to arteries after 60. The natural aging of arteries. Arterial stiffness is a normal, gradual process where the large arteries, like the aorta, lose their elasticity, becoming less able to cushion the surge of blood with each heartbeat. 1, 2, 3. This stiffening is driven by changes in the arterial wall, breakdown of elastin, increased collagen, and sometimes calcification as well. The result, when the heart pumps, the pressure wave travels faster and bounces back harder, raising systolic blood pressure, the top number, and widening pulse pressure, the difference between systolic and diastolic, 234. Why does blood pressure rise? Stiff arteries mean the heart must pump harder to move blood, especially during each beat's surge 12. The cushioning effect is lost, so the pressure spikes higher with each heartbeat, especially in the upper body and brain. 23. This is why, after 60, many people develop isolated systolic hypertension, high systolic but normal or even low diastolic pressure. 24. Is this pathological or normal? Here's the twist. Arterial stiffening is a natural part of aging, not a disease in itself. 125. The real risk comes when this process is accelerated by lifestyle, genetic, or chronic stress, but some stiffening is inevitable. 12. Part 2. Misunderstood senior behaviors. What families get wrong. The non-compliance myth. Families often see seniors as stubborn or non-compliant with blood pressure management, skipping meds, resisting dietary changes, or refusing to monitor regularly. 67. Reverse thinking. What if these behaviors are not resistance, but adaptive strategies to maintain autonomy, dignity, or emotional equilibrium in the face of bodily change? The denial trap. Seniors may downplay symptoms or avoid discussing blood pressure, which families interpret as denial or irresponsibility. Reverse thinking. This denial may actually be a protective mechanism, a way to avoid overwhelming anxiety, maintain hope, or prevent family worry. 98. The control struggle. Some older adults become more controlling about routines, food, or care, which frustrates family caregivers. 10. Reverse thinking. This is often a healthy assertion of agency in a world where the body is becoming less predictable and more medicalized. Part 3. Reverse thinking. Who really benefits from these behaviors? The hidden family economy. When a senior refuses help or resists new routines, it can actually preserve the family's emotional status quo, allowing adult children to feel needed or giving spouses a sense of purpose. 101-213. Sometimes, the problem of high blood pressure or stiff arteries becomes a shared family project, creating new roles and connections that benefit everyone emotionally, even as it causes stress. The silent beneficiaries. Adult children who step in as caregivers may gain a sense of mastery, validation, or even control over family decisions. 14-15. Spouses may find renewed closeness or meaning in caregiving, or conversely, may use the senior's health as a reason to avoid their own vulnerabilities. Grandchildren may be shielded from family conflict, as everyone focuses on helping grandma, grandpa. The emotional labor ledger. Seniors who go along with family pressure may be sacrificing autonomy to keep peace, while those who resist may be protecting their sense of self. Both are forms of emotional labor that often go unrecognized. Part 4. Why now? The psychology of stiff arteries at this life stage. The developmental pattern after 60. People face a unique psychological crossroads. The body's changes are undeniable, but the desire for independence and meaning is as strong as ever. Stiff arteries and rising blood pressure are not just medical facts. They are symbols of time-passing vulnerability and the need to renegotiate family roles. 15-14. The need for control. As physical control wanes, psychological control becomes more important. Managing or resisting blood pressure routines is often about preserving identity in the face of loss. 116. The search for value. Many seniors find new value in reverse intergenerational support, helping with grandchildren, offering wisdom, or even providing financial or emotional support to adult children 11. These roles can buffer the emotional impact of health changes, but can also create new tension if the senior feels overburdened or unappreciated. Part 5. Family Patterns: How Blood Pressure Becomes a Family Story. The intergenerational script. Family history of hypertension is a strong predictor of who develops it, but it also shapes how families talk about health risk and responsibility. 17, 19. Some families rally together, while others fall into blame, denial, or overprotection. The role reversal cycle. As seniors become more dependent, adult children often step into parent roles, which can be both empowering and destabilizing for everyone involved. 1/5-20. This role reversal is rarely smooth. Old patterns of communication, unresolved conflicts, and unspoken expectations all resurface. The avoidance game. Many families focus on the numbers, blood pressure readings, medication schedules, to avoid deeper conversations about aging, mortality, and emotional needs. 218. This avoidance can leave seniors feeling unseen and families feeling frustrated or helpless. Part 6. Emotional Outcomes: Psychological Causes. The emotional toll of stiff arteries. Seniors with hypertension are at higher risk for anxiety, depression, and cognitive decline, not just because of the biology, but because of the emotional weight of chronic illness. 2223-2425. The loss of physical resilience can trigger grief, anger, or withdrawal, which families may misinterpret as difficult behavior. 924. The protective power of connection. Strong family support can buffer the psychological impact of hypertension, improving mood, cognitive function, and even physical outcomes. 26-2013. Conversely, isolation, conflict, or lack of understanding can worsen both blood pressure and emotional well-being. The cycle of misunderstanding. When families misread adaptive behaviors as pathology, they may push harder, leading to more resistance, more conflict, and a deeper sense of loss for everyone involved. Part 7. Predicting family developments. What happens next if the pattern continues? Without a shift in perspective, families may become locked in cycles of overprotection, resentment, and missed opportunities for genuine connection. Seniors may withdraw further or become more rigid as a way to protect their autonomy. If the pattern changes, when families recognize the emotional logic behind senior behaviors, they can respond with empathy, flexibility, and respect. This opens the door to collaborative care, where seniors retain agency and families provide support without taking over. The long-term legacy, viewed from the end of life, the way a family navigates the challenge of stiff arteries and rising blood pressure, will be remembered not for the numbers, but for the quality of connection, respect, and shared meaning that was created or lost. Part 8. The complete picture. Only outside observers can see what no one wants to acknowledge about aging. Stiff arteries and high blood pressure after 60 are not just medical issues. They are emotional crossroads for seniors and families alike. The behaviors that frustrate or worry families are often healthy adaptations to a changing body and shifting family roles. The unexpected family pattern. If this analysis resonates, you'll start noticing that the real drama is not in the blood pressure readings, but in the dance of autonomy, connection, and meaning that plays out in every family facing aging. The takeaway for families. Instead of asking, why won't they just take their meds, ask, what emotional need is this behavior meeting? Instead of focusing on compliance, focus on collaboration, respect, and shared decision-making. Recognize that every family member, senior adult, child, spouse, grandchild, is both a beneficiary and a participant in the emotional economy of aging. Conclusion. The emotional truth. 99% of families are missing. Stiff arteries raise blood pressure after 60, but the real story is about how families adapt, misunderstand, and ultimately grow through this universal experience. When we flip the family lens, we see that what looks like resistance is often resilience, and what feels like loss can become a new source of connection and meaning. The challenge is not just to manage blood pressure, but to honor the full emotional landscape of aging, for seniors and for everyone who loves them. This analysis is based on current research in gerontology, family psychology, and aging studies. For families facing these challenges, professional guidance can help translate these insights into practical, compassionate action